They were asked if they have seen me in the character of Dhritarashtra in Mahabharat. And I'm sure you all must have checked it out more in lockdown as well. But there came a lot of preparation for that role. Back then, I was only 22. Much before that, I was already a certified pilot, having my license. I was flying around. That is when global recession added to the decision of changing the career for a time being because I wanted to support my family. And the next best thing that I was good at was trying my luck at the modeling and acting industry. And one thing led to the other, the hardships, the struggle that came with it. And finally got my role in Mahabharat as Dhritarashtra. I was very young. Of course, to prepare that character who was transitioning from a 20-something Yuvraj, a prince, all the way to a 129-year-old, 125-year-old character. So I had to put on a lot of weight for that character eventually. I became almost 110 kilos by the end of the series because my kids were dying in the war. I had to look more older. So I had stopped working out and I had started eating with the stress of shooting 12 hours every day. That's also like a 9 to 6 full-time job for me. Every day coming and doing the same thing. But I loved what I used to do. So though it added a lot of fat, but it was adding up to a lot of experience and the love for the craft. So long story short, Mahabharat got over and I was left this 110 kilo fat guy who was trying to get more work. And I was really having a hard time to find something after Mahabharat. So I was telling myself, what am I missing in my life? Right? So a lot of times we do self-reflect. We all the time when we go to bed, when we sleep, we kind of reflect upon that आज का मेरा दिन कैसा गया, मैंने क्या गलत कर रहा हूँ अपनी जिंदगी में, that is not happening the way I want it to happen. And there came an answer eventually that maybe my body is somewhere not very fit for me to, the kind of roles that I'm visualizing in my life, I'm not able to get them because I'm not able to look like them. So if I'm not looking like them, then how do I change this? And then of course, a couple of film directors that I approached to, they said that you are too bulky and too fat, basically. And they wanted, so that is when I figured that okay, I need to change my fitness basically. Basically I've got too fat and I need to get back into shape. So the idea of fitness came from there. How I became a bodybuilder, I was never a bodybuilder. I won in the category of the most fittest man, fitness category. Reason being I said, okay, when you add discipline in your life, regardless of whichever career that you are in, I figured about my life that the discipline was missing in, which means getting up at so-and-so time, eating at so-and-so time, sleeping at so-and-so time, all these little habits were missing from my life. When I started correcting them, automatically I started becoming more focused, more career-oriented, more goal-oriented, and more fitter to do more activities apart from my work. And I think that thing just happened. I went into bodybuilding competitions as a fun part, as thinking that okay, who's gonna... So I started working out like almost initially 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, because I was kind of struggling at that time to lose the weight. But I was enjoying the process. Now that's very important thing that you need to enjoy the process of transformation. You should not be doing just for the sake कि मेरे को जिम जाना है तो बस जाना है इसीलिए जा रहा हूँ या जा रही हूँ. You should say I'm going. This is just for me. I always suggest people that 12 घंटे के बाद if you can't give 1 hour to your own body, then it's pointless to even work that hard because you're not fit enough to work 12 hours this way, knowing that your mind is constantly taking a lot of stress on itself, but physically you're doing nothing. And plus, I'm sure you guys agree, most of the time a sitting job, right? So you have to sit on the desk a lot of times, which means your paunch, your stomach starts coming out after a while, and you're not able to do anything to control that. Eating habits, yes, you need to correct your eating habits. A lot of times, out of stress, we start eating and overeating for that matter. We don't count how much are we eating. Sometimes 4 meals, 5 meals, but sometimes big burgers and big pizzas just come. One promotion, somebody's leaving, everybody's happy, somebody's joining, everybody's happy. So here, there is no count of exactly where to stop eating. So when I figured those little things and mistakes about my life, suddenly I started seeing the results, the physique that started coming out. That kind of pushed me and catapulted me to this kind of a competition that I went to thinking that nobody's going to recognize me. I was playing a 110 kilo guy in some show and suddenly I'm here and standing on the stage with athletes. and I won the competition. So that gave me the most discipline.
I want everybody to just go and watch his performance. I have seen that performance where you were wearing a dhoti and you were on the stage, and the performance was mind blowing. That was we had that Indian touch in that bodybuilding pose, so that was crazy. So Anoop, I was just wondering, is that the sport also help you to bring that discipline, or it was there from you and you were just out of track? Because since then I have never seen you out of shape.
No, so I didn't realize that I had it in me till I actually started applying it in my life in a way. See where it went, where it got me. A guy who was struggling to make ends meet with the show and with all that fat around. Suddenly, you find him becoming the first Indian getting a gold medal at Mr. World Series, defeating 47 countries in Thailand. So there is absolutely from point A to where I just reached there only out of discipline. You just don't get it. So I think I would definitely credit the fact that once you're disciplined, automatically you're motivated to get into a certain shape. You need to visualize yourself. And I think that's what I did. And talking about that performance also, if you all ever see, there were so many countries participating, but none of them showed their true culture of their origins. That is where I thought maybe if we can add a Indian dhoti to it in my performance routine, and that worked wonders. 10 different judges from 10 different countries were judging, and that won the vote. So you need to be a little bit a visionary when it comes to physique and showing your physique. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, Anoop, next question will be from my side. As in the previous question, you rightly said that you struggled initially when you were transitioning from the Dhritarashtra role and working out, and you had to travel a lot, right? You were shooting at the same time. So how do you see the kind of services, say, now the people present here, they have in their campus? Do you think if you had those services, life would have been much easier for you? Something like Medifit would have been in your campus or in industry?
For me, I honestly feel that even though I used to shoot in different locations, which used to be 2 hours away from the city, let's say, the main struggle that I had while transforming my physique while working was 12 hours shooting. It's some 70 miles away from my city. Going there early morning at around 5:30, doing my 12 hours shift, and coming back and then joining the gym immediately so that I can go for another extra 1 hour, 1.5 hours. And it used to be very tiresome. By the time I would finish and go back home, it would be around midnight and 1, and I had to get up at 4 o'clock again. So I used to repeat this entire process for 3 months. That's how I won my first competition. So, very difficult. But for the employees, I would say this is a blessing that they have a gym facility and they have a fitness center in their own premises. All you need to do is just take out 1 hour. See, I know that there are targets to be met. I'm pretty sure that every month, every week, there are targets to be met, and you all are very much focused on that. And which is why it takes the majority of your time to put out all your energy into your mind. But trust me, when you take out that break and just go hit a gym or a Zumba session or any of the things that they have with us, I think it's gonna be a stress buster immediately. I always tell people that if you can't take 1 hour for your own self, in 1 hour you do all the stupidest things like going on Instagram and checking out everybody else's profile and really thinking, oh, I wish I used to be like this, I wish I was like this, but my job. You 100% can be like that. It's just a basic time management. 45 minutes if you can not give yourself. How good is this job for you then, I would say? I would strongly suggest that at least after the job is done, just take out that 45 minutes of thing, just go to the cardio. You need not lift heavy weights, a lot of heavy weights, and do so consistently. 2 things are very important, sir. Accept this facility and just actually go work out, but apart from that, what you eat for the rest of the day is going to be determining your fitness factor. Of course, I'm sure there are many guys out there who like to have an alcohol and like to go for a party on a Friday night. Everything's acceptable. Do that 100%. Doing that once a day is completely fine. Having a cheat meal once a week is completely fine. But the rest 6 days, if you are able to maintain a balance between your work life and give yourself, just yourself, 45 minutes to 1 hour every day, even women, I would suggest it's going to be turning out really good, because I believe ultimately, regardless of the job, if you have a good personality that shines through yourself, I mean, that's going to be a win-win situation for you in all aspects of careers.
So guys, I hope you have the answer. I mean, I'm sure you guys will not have any excuses going forward that you used to travel and work for like 12 hours and then still managed to hit the gym. And then the right point, what you said is eye management.
I remember the faces, so next time when I come, I'm 100% going to be knowing who had actually gone or not.
Right, right, okay. And coming to the diet part, I'm sure that must be the challenging as well to manage your travel, doing the job. So I'm sure you must be having stressful days as well during your entire career. So how, these days we hear this concept called stress eating, stress overeating. So what do you have? What do you want to talk about?
I honestly believe that you just need to figure out exactly what is it that you are requiring. If you're looking to shred some weight and get leaner, then there's a different diet. If you're looking to bulk up, there are so many friends of mine here who are skinny, who want to gain, but they're not able to gain because of the stress, the same thing. Diet consists of only carbohydrate, protein, fats, basic, we all know that, okay? When you increase any one of these and decline the rest of them, you're going to get the output accordingly. Like if you want to shred, it's a very basic thing. If you want to shred, you lessen your carbs for a while. I would always suggest, for myself, what I've done is always when I want to shred some weight, get leaner, I try and restrict myself for that particular 2 months, 3 months period, lesser on carbs and focus more on the protein, high in protein diet, like maybe chicken or egg whites or something like that. If you're a vegetarian, tofu, then there are protein supplements as well that actually help including increasing your protein intake in the body. So when you lessen your carbs basically and you increase your protein and fats, and plus you work out at the same time. So the combination of that is when over a period of 2-3 months, you're going to start seeing. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to stop sugar also for a while. A lot of people here, they have tea and uske andar sugar pura dhar ke they actually put, especially chicken biryani ke baad chai peene ka maine dekha hai yahan par bahut fashion hai.
I see that. Basically, as a coach, I see the plate, what they're eating, and I see that, they pick up, the tea, the coffee.
So when you stop doing that, you'll see in the next 5 to 10 days, your face starts getting into a shape. Your facial fat starts going down. You start getting a little chiseled jawline with time. Of course, it adds a lot of, when you stop eating extra from outside and what you have stored in your body, through workout you can burn all that. By sweat and all of that, okay? But it's not going to work if you're going to continue eating from out and whatever is stored, the body keeps on storing. So the body has this mechanism कि जितना मिले उतना store करके रखो because it doesn't know कि कहीं और से मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा, so that it can use that energy from the stored fat. So what are we doing simply? We're going working out, we're doing a Zumba session, we're doing all of these programs that they have with the people, with the company. If you just enroll in one of those programs and you sweat it out so much and you stop eating for just a while, stop eating का मतलब controlled eating with the discipline in your diet as well. Morning उठ के अगर आप कहीं इडली वड़ा सांभर की जगह पर एक थोड़ा ओट्स ले लिया आपने अगर फॉर एग्जांपल थोड़ा सा उसमें प्रोटीन डाल दिया एक बनाना डाल दिया, this is like basic corrections to your diet. I'm not saying that you need to starve yourself to death for literally becoming lean, but at the same time if you make a little bit of the corrections, this is what we are facing, the lack of knowledge in terms of the diet is exactly. हमें क्या लगता है कि हमें यार कौन बनाएगा या फिर it's very basic, you just need to carry, but it's a one-time transformation, I would say. जैसे हमें अगर कोई बैंक का काम हो तो KYC डॉक्यूमेंट्स देने बहुत पकता है, बहुत दिमाग खराब होता है, ये दो वो दो. So it's like, but it's a one-time thing. It's just a one-time thing. Similarly, the body transformation is also one-time process where in a couple of months, if you start seeing the result, always follow this rule called 21/91. So 21 days it takes for a habit to form, and that habit to form into a lifestyle it takes 91 days. मतलब आपने अगर 91 days उस habit को जैसे तैसे चला लिया, तो there is no way that you will end up getting rid of that habit for the next lifestyle. So once it becomes your lifestyle, automatically you will be like, okay, boss, you know what? I'm going to be here, I'm going to work, but I need this 1 hour for myself because I have decided that this is what I'm going to eat, this is what I'm going to do working out, and I have seen it wonders. Today, आज मुझे मैं बोलूँ आपको तो मुझे I was a big fan of pepper cheese burst pizzas I used to have every day once upon a time. आज I don't know what it tastes like. मैं ये taste buds तो कोरोना के टाइम में मर गए, मेरे बहुत पहले मर चुके हैं. I don't know what it tastes like because so what do we? I always say that taste buds are right on your tongue, okay, and your tongue is much muscle, okay. So tongue के बाद अंदर क्या जा रहा है? Whether it's chicken, whether it's biryani, whether it's a stones going inside, your body doesn't know. So just remember, for just a small piece of muscle called tongue, we are spoiling our entire body by overeating and doing for the taste. If you can just control that tongue, okay, the taste buds on the tongue for just some time, and once you transform your body, then you can have it once a while, because the body then is used to the kind of effort that you're putting in all the time. So अगर मैं थोड़ा बहुत cheat भी कर लेता हूँ अपना हफ्ता भर, एक महीना भर भी अगर मैं cheat करता हूँ, तो my body will actually respond very well. It will not go down. But the more, if you're eating so much and then you're saying working out as well, and then it's like, okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, now it's my weekend, now I'm going to have. So what you're doing is you're compensating for all your hard work in those 3 days by overeating and excess eating, which you don't have to do. Sorry, I'm saying a lot.
No, that's definitely.
Stop me, I mean, this is my subject, I can just go on talking.
No. So, sometimes most of them can relate to this. I think, people are also not aware about the basics, for example, what are healthy protein, what are healthy carbs. So, do you think they should work with a coach, for example, Medifit, we provide, a dietary as well as the workout plan.
I believe that's your job in creating awareness, because if we have a company like Medifit and their coach available, and if you all don't have a knowledge, I mean, these are the best people that you can actually go to. That's the beauty of the company you've got Medifit, because they are the corporates for their employees. So that you all don't have to go out and look for another coach and spend extra money on getting a new coach and then following what he's saying. And while you're working out, he's busy on his phone and he doesn't care. He's getting his money. So when the people who are dedicated to your lifestyle, I think it's very important to find the right coach. Because if you don't see him working on your body, if you don't see him contributing to your lifestyle, then your money is waste. As simple as that. So it's great that in corporates we have certain companies who are giving us a fitness kind of a program, and I think we should enroll it, not because out of choice, but out of necessity. Once you get that into, and I'm seeing tremendous amount of in Bombay as well. I'm seeing all the corporate people out there who have taken this fitness level so seriously. I see some amazing personalities walking there, whether it's a CEO or whether it's the newbie. You see them, the way they walk and everything, it just changes. Everything just changes as well. Your walk changes, your aura changes, you're all the time very positive, and then you're able to take on more challenges at ease. So I think we should definitely look into getting into enrolling the program. That's why I'm here, to introduce you to Benefit and the coach out here. And if there's any questions about the nutrition and diet and workout, of course, you have your man here. And that's it, yeah.
Anoop, I'll put your attention back to a little funnier side of fitness. So, as you said about the 21-91 effect, right? 21 days to develop a habit and make it a lifestyle in 91 days. So, what we notice mostly in our country is during that 91-day period, there is a lot of myth and misinformation that circulates, right? Don't lift weights, your height will not grow, women should not lift weights, and they will look manly. I don't know how that works.
Most serious, myth that usually I get from women, basically. Okay, if I lift weight, I'll start looking like a man, they feel. It's not in your body to look like a man. You all are blessed with this hormone called estrogen. Testosterone is for men. It's basic science. Even if you lift heavy, you're going to be curvy, you're going to be toned, you're going to be more prettier, you're going to be more beautiful than what you are. You will never become a masculine man, because we all don't have broad shoulders like we do. We lift more weights so that we look in a particular shape. At women, the most common myth that I always hear from women, कि अगर मैंने थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा वज़न उठा लिया तो will I start looking like you? But it's not easy to look like me. You don't do the things, half the things that I do. For 5 minutes के बाद you're like, I am quitting, I am leaving gym forever. What are we talking about? And the most common myth, another common myth that I come across is that protein is supplement. Protein powder, ये powder वाली body, ये डब्बे वाली body. भाई अगर आप लोगों के पास इतने पैसे हैं कि आप लोग रोज के इतने ग्रिल्ड चिकन 200 ग्राम चिकन हर मील में इतने अंडे इतना सैलेड्स बाहर से खरीद कर आप अगर रोज उतने ही डेडिकेटेडली ले सकते हो, then go for it. Even I would suggest that. But supplement is what? The word supplement means when your protein intake is not sufficient enough. And they are derived from dairy products. It's not something that it is out of steroid and all of that. It's just to make sure that your body is repairing itself slowly while you're taking. So men ho, women ho, athlete ho, middle-aged man ho, young guy ho, everybody is able to take. I was starting my workout journey when I was in 8th standard. I was barely 14 years old. I started my fitness journey at that time. I was only on whey protein supplements at that time. I used to have raw egg whites and whey protein together. So this is the most common myth that लड़के वेट उठाएंगे तो आदमियों की जैसे हो जाएंगी, एंड वे प्रोटीन अगर खाएंगे तो ऐसा हो जाएगा. एंड for a younger guy who's under 18, I would suggest even your kids, if they want to go to the gym, of course, don't let them lift heavy weights. Let them be more of a free hand, Surya Namaskara, pull-ups and skipping ropes and cycling. That kind of activity is very important for your kids, so that their height is growing at a natural rate. At the same time, they have a basic structure ready. Like when I started off in 8th, so when I reached about 11th and 12th, I had a very basic structure like a Bruce Lee kind of a body. Very basic. There was no gains on those, but I had basic small abs and chest. For a student my age, I was quite shredded and quite in shape, which is why I was very active with gymnastics and mixed martial arts and so. So I hope kids also, they need to. It's not just about studies for your kids, You need to develop their personality also. I had a friend of mine, just at 12th ke baad NDA ke liye he had applied. He got rejected each time because his personality was not there. He was only 5'4" 5'5" and very skinny guy. So the problem is, that is when he used to tease me all the time in the college कि तू ठाकुर तो सिर्फ जिम जाता रहता और कुछ काम नहीं तुझे. मैंने कहा ये भी उतना ही जरूरी है. And eventually what? He fell out of job. I mean, because of his persona. Ultimately, after 5-10 years, he had to come and he had to come to connect me from Instagram saying that what supplement should I be using. And I started laughing on his face first. I said, you didn't take me seriously when I was telling you in college this, that now you are asking me for fitness tips. So this is a lesson. Whether you or for your kids, it's equally important. Put them in physical activities like any kind of a sport, and that is why your fitness will actually take you to these kind of different aspects of life and ensure the success that you have.
So you're saying that the fitness brings a lot of changes professionally as well as in personal life?
Absolutely, I've seen. I'm a prime Jita example. So now let's say in my career of acting. How when I included discipline and fitness in my career, how it helped me getting into, so the moment I transformed after Mahabharat and won the bodybuilding competition, the first thing everybody wanted was to get me on their film as where they could utilize and show my physique on screen, It's pure business. I mean, there was no friend of mine here, nobody was my friend or rishtedar. Ultimately, it's all pure business. If I work for you, if you look nice, in a certain way, everybody wants you. If you don't look and if you're not keeping yourself, taking care of yourself, nobody wants you here. It's simple as that. So obviously I was launched with Single 3, Boloya, there was this film called Rogue, I did with Puri Jagannath, director Jibothe. So he got me into the films here. And how did that happen? It's only and only because of the physique I was able to showcase on, and it's very difficult, let me tell you, because to look a certain way all through the year, that is a challenge for me, because a lot of times I'm also demotivated. A lot of times I also feel, I don't want to go to the workout, I don't want to gym, I just want to watch this Netflix series and finish it off. But at the same time, I have this in me now, as, like I said, 21 by 91 rule, that no matter what, I know that 1 hour workout, if I miss it, will not make a difference today. But the moment you do that, the mind is preparing to give you the same excuse the next day also. So I would suggest all of you all, if you say that एक दिन नहीं गए तो कुछ नहीं होता, कल नहीं गए तो कुछ नहीं होता, या mom बोलेंगे आज एक दिन खा ले कुछ नहीं होता. The thing is, if you do that, it becomes a habit. And so आज आपके पास इंटरनेट पे बहुत सारी नॉलेज हो जाएगी with respect to supplements, he's there for your training and everything. But what you can't get from the internet is the willpower for a change. And I have applied willpower in my life. Regardless कुछ भी हो, मैं कहीं पर भी हूँ. आज मैं यहाँ आया भी हूँ तो सबसे पहले होटल में जाके I went and checked the gym first, and then I went to the room. So this is how habitual it becomes after a while, and it's rewarding tenfold. So that's how it has changed my life. And 2015 movies down, I'm now going to be making my debut in Hindi cinema as the next action hero. So you have to watch my movies in theater.
So before we have one last question, but this is out of the curiosity. How does this Telugu cinema, like working with Surya, Allu Arjun, what do you think about these?
They have been kings. We all have loved their work. We all have seen their work, and God bless them. They had their own journey. They had their own struggles of life. Today they are the kings, and I was a beginner at that time when I started out. So for me, these guys were huge. But one good thing was, what I did to myself was, when I signed the film, I purposely didn't check out their filmography so that I don't feel intimidated, basically. I'm like, हाँ अच्छे हैं, कोई हीरो है, उनके साथ मुझे करना है. I purposely fooled my mind so that I can give my 100% there. But having said that, they are extremely hardworking, and for them to become that kind of a big star, and then that's more pressure on them. Okay, we think अरे ये लोग actors हैं, सब कुछ है इनके पास, सब कुछ नहीं था. They had to work their butts off for all of that. And today, when I see them still doing much more hard work than any average man or woman out there, it's not that it's just the stardom that is working for them. They still have to get up the same day. Now they have a huge responsibility on their shoulders that people love them. One slightest mistake and people are ready to throw anybody out there. You know, the hatred is much more than the love actually, to be honest. We enjoy reading memes and trolls and stuff, but we, at the back of our mind, we also know that we don't want to be in that position ever, where people are just making fun and this and that, you know. So they have to take a lot of backlash also at the same time. But both of these stars that he mentioned about are very calm, composed. When I worked with Surya sir, I asked him, so he gave me a lot of inputs at that time on how to go about the industry, how to behave a certain way. Because you, in this industry, see, you cannot be yourself for 100% a lot of times, I would suggest. Because you have to have a face, because other person doesn't know what all you have been going through. But we cannot be angry also at the same time because we are having a bad day. We still have to sometimes fake, pretend and take a nice picture. And he doesn't care what you're going through. All he needs is a picture for his Instagram and Facebook. And we understand that, that's fine. We worked hard for this kind of a thing. So that humility, the humbleness, these qualities I learned from these stars called Surya and Allu Arjun Garu. And now his film is coming, Pushpa 2, of course I'm excited for that. So all the best to both the actors, yes.
So a big round of applause for both these actors. So one last question from our side, Anoop, what is the one advice you want to give it to someone who just started their fitness journey?
Just one thing, if you have really understood my purpose of coming here today, is that everything that I've achieved so far is only and only out of two things, that is consistency and willpower. And that's exactly why I'm here to share with all of you. That it's the consistency and the willpower only that's going to help you take that first step. A lot of people will quit before taking the first step, but I am here to push you otherwise to take your first step ahead and start this. And that's the only piece of advice I'm going to give, especially women, please. I mean, you all are responsible in all the fields ahead of us men. You all are mothers, you all are wives, taking care of the family, plus the job. I understand, we totally understand. But the true struggle, I believe, for a woman starts after a kid, where she has to actually take care of the family and take care of her fitness. A lot of times, I've seen my mother and I see how she sacrifices her own needs over her kids and husband first. So I would suggest, please 1 hour take for yourselves as well. And the next time if I ever come here, I'm going to see the same faces with much more toned and much more prettier and much more fitter versions. And I'm so looking forward to see. And for the men out here, I mean, yes, just start the gym. You have a gym in your premises and consult the coach out here and just give it all. And yes, this is something that we have given for the employees. I would want that all the employees to be a part of this. And that's all I would say. I mean, we all are more intelligent here. I mean, I don't need to give down on those things there.
No more questions from my side. I think we should give them a chance if they have any kind of questions.
Yeah, I'd love to interact. If there's any question anybody wants to ask, it would be great.
Any questions, any doubts in regards to
Anything that you want to ask? Hello.
Guys, we expect a few questions from all of you.
Then the question, they just want a selfie later on. You're opening up the cameras like that.
No questions, no sir.
No question, no selfie. Otherwise, it's a 10 push-ups, sir, and then a question.
Yeah, that's better, that's better.
You got a question? 10 push-ups. Let's see. Come on. Come, let's try. Yeah, let's go. Let's see your step. Show me the step. Boy. Okay, I think we can do more than 10. Let's make it 30.
Jeevan Reddy is going to perform.
How much do you think you can? Give me 20 at least. So we'll do it. We'll do it. Okay. Come on, let's go. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, come on, come on, how basic unbelievable willpower and motivation does the thing, right? Fantastic. See, you were saying 15 कैसे गया फिर? लेगी ना फिर रोज लेगी फिर उधर रातों में थकी What's your question, brother?
My question is that I have a perception that athletes beat gymnasts. So, my main thing is, my question is that sir, athlete beats the gymnast.
Athletes?
Beats
the gymnast.
Okay. I have a perception that people who go to gym have less endurance, stamina, agility. So is this true, sir?
Not really. It depends on the purpose that you're training your body for. See, if I am competing as a bodybuilder, of course, we train more of heavy weights, but for shorter duration of time. Because we want the maximum impact, that's why we use the maximum weights, but we can do lesser reps for that matter. And that's only for aesthetics of the body. As in, I would want my body to look in a certain way on the stage, with a small waist, big chest, bigger arms, and etc. etc. But there are a lot of athletes who train for endurance as well. Any athlete that you see, whether it's Usain Bolt or anybody out there, you will see them going to the gym for the endurance aspect. There are other people who want to train in the gym, and you see them just continuously running on the treadmill for non-stop for 50 minutes, 60 minutes, non-stop. I can run not more than, let's say, 25 seconds for that matter. I'll give up immediately because my breath and rate of breath, everything will change immediately, because I'm more of the, let's say, aesthetic looking bodybuilder kind of a guy. But if I want to increase my endurance, I can do that as well. For that also I have to go to the gym only. Okay, so I would always say, okay, what is the purpose of getting your body? If you want to start your journey, let's say, and if you say I want to increase my endurance, I want to be more of an athlete who can actually go for long marathons for that matter, then your training is different. Either which ways, you need a gym to keep your mental as well as your physical. And most importantly, going to a gym is not just to lift weights, let me tell you. A lot of my life's career choices and everything I have taken in the gym, because a lot of my negative energy, see, as actors you have to understand one thing, we are not 24/7 working. There are times when we are out of job as well. We have to wait for the right roles to come. What should I be doing at that time? Either I become depressed, I become negative about life, I start blaming XYZ, or I go to the gym 2 times a day, and all my negative energy I transform there by lifting weights, and because I'm just still working, right? So energy can only be transferred from one form to the other. So all this negative energy I would transform there by lifting my weights, by shaping up my physique, by making sure that I'm doing the right things, which is going to be shaping up my talent, and be ready for the screen whenever the role comes, right? So that is why it has become my stress buster at the same time. A lot of times you get your career moves, your choices, when you're working out, you start questioning yourself. When was the last time that you guys were all alone by yourself and you questioned really that, you know, when we are alone, we are most of the time on the phone, we are just checking out other people's life, what's happening in their life. When was the last time that you actually sat there in quiet silence and just asked, where am I going? I realized about myself, when I started spending more time with myself, I started getting those answers that other people, otherwise what was happening is other people were giving me opinions and I was unknowingly following their opinions in my life, which I didn't want to. When I started listening to myself, that is when the true change started happening. So spend more time in the gym, don't look at your phone, just spend doing your workout thing. Automatically you get so many ideas, and that is when you develop not just your mental strength but physical strength, both at the same time. So to answer your question, yes, you need to figure out whether you're looking to increase your endurance as an athlete, or you're looking to just make a body, or you're looking to be a power lifter at that matter. All three things, the training, the man is right behind you who will guide you. Thank you.
Sir, as you told the rule of 21 and 91, sir, I have one doubt here that do genetics really matter or this 21-91 rule will surpass everything?
Genetics for what? If you're looking like to make a big body like me,
Body like you and also like athleticism that you have.
see, 21 by 91 rule is all about the habits. If you want to form a habit which you do not have, let's say you cannot get up at morning 6 o'clock. How much ever you want to get up every morning at 6 o'clock, but you're not able to. You have a habit of waking up at 10:30, 11. Let's say your sleeping cycle is really bad. So what will happen? When you start taking the first step and getting up early morning at 6 o'clock, somehow dare to get up in the first day, that habit eventually by the end of 3 months, you will figure that you don't even need an alarm. You will sleep automatically by 10:30, 11 and get up at 5:30 before the alarm starts. And this happens to you in the third day itself. The moment you start, the third day automatically you will figure. So the 21 by 91 rule is basically for these habits. Somebody who's wanting to quit smoking for that matter is not able to quit smoking because and he's always giving this stupid excuse saying that, oh, there's so much of stress, my family stress, my office stress, that's why I'm smoking. That's all bullshit excuse, I feel. Because it's the most, so that what should we be doing with being non-smoker? We should what, hang ourselves to the door, we don't have stress or what? So is that the way you should remove your stress? So for them also, once you quit, once you don't smoke for the first 2 days, 3 days, and by slowly, when you apply 21 by 91 rule, by the end of third month, you'll be like, okay, I'm completely smoke-free. You'll start feeling agitating, irritating looking at other people smoking after a while. So this is where your 21 by 91 rule follows. As far as genetics is concerned, that you need to figure out by actually going out to the gym and figuring out, when you start making a body, you start feeling automatic. A lot of people are like that. जो एक बार जो शुरू करते हैं तो they start gaining real quick, they start gaining real quick, and a lot of people are like that who are skinny. They don't gain as much as they want to, even if they are eating left, right, and center, but they're not able to gain. So that is their genetics. So you need to figure out which genetics you fall into. You understand? उसके लिए you have to start the gym and then come and ask me the question. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
I have a question.
Who's that? Okay. Sir, please come on the stage, 50 spots. Now they'll be scared to ask again.
Anoop, we have Sashi here. Here's a question. How many push-ups or squats for him?
You do push-ups? How many? Huh? 30? 40. Let's go for it. Alright, let's go for it. You have to cheer him, guys. Now.
Let's do it.
We'll do it. He's saying he'll do 30 push-ups.
Ravi Teja.
Ravi Teja. I worked with Ravi Teja sir also recently. Okay, so he's saying 30. How many do you think you can? Huh? So let's do 40. May the last man win, okay? Come this side. Alright guys. Let's do 40, huh? But no quitting. I need to see the willpower here. Okay? So ready? On your mark. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Come on. 31, 32, 33. 41, 42, come on, 43, come on, 44, come on, 45, come on, yes. You don't need somebody to push you. Because you better make sure that you keep pushing these people. So sir, now we'll go for your question. First, you want to breathe for a while? You have a question? Go ahead, ask.
How to manage a workout plan for bulking and flexibility?
Bulking and
Flexibility.
flexibility. Firstly, bulking is again clean eating. You have to eat at least 4 to 5 meals. Bulking मतलब ये नहीं कि I can have lot of idlis and medu vada sambar at the same time. You cannot have that. bulking means ये नहीं, but you have to eat clean. Clean मतलब if I want to eat, increase my carbohydrates now. Let's see if you have to increase carbohydrates. You should go on substitutes like sweet potato bolte na, latalu bolke, sweet potato. So I include that in my diet most of the time. So that's a complex carb. Instead of white rice, I use a little bit of brown rice. I use, there are certain protein supplements in the market that actually help you in gaining, as in bulking up. But I would suggest you to not bulk because your natural body state is a bulked up any which ways. You need to be in shape. Bulk up mein kya hoga na? Then you lose eventually, then you have to go to a bulking stage and then start cutting down. That's another process, lamba. You might not like, after a while of bulking up, you might not like, because it will simply take a lot of your energy most of the time. Plus that kind of flexibility, of course. You need to start doing a lot of yoga, and I'm sure we have those in programs as well, right? So when you're working out, you have to make sure, guys, that you need to always be joining these yoga classes, and that's only and only for stretching. I was very bad at stretching. I still can't touch my own toes without bending my knee, to be honest. That is one area of my life where I'm working, because when you make such a physique like that, most of the time you automatically become so stiff a lot of times. So this is something that you need to do for flexibility. Whereas bulking up is concerned, you don't need a bulk looking at you. If you were skinny, I would have definitely given you more advice on how to. But if natural body status, you go to the gym, right? It's just that what you are on a diet, not just start eating clean automatically. What will happen is your muscles will start developing. Abhi bulk is already there because muscle plus fat is there. That's why you look a little bit more bulky. The moment you get rid of that fat, automatically you are left with this very good physique. So you don't require need to be bulking up. Kyun bulk up karna hai? Powerlifting mein jana hai? Idhar kaun sambhalega? Alright, thank you. Please.
I beg you for coming here and cheating us. So I just want to share a small experience of my life.
Yes, please.
So this is a few years back, maybe 10 or 9 years, something like that. One day my father showed me a picture of you.
Okay.
In Inadu, one regular paper, there is a side profile.
Inadu, okay, yeah.
So he told me like, this is how a man should be.
And you still didn't take him seriously.
Yeah, he showed me like, this has to be the proportion of waist and shoulder, like he told me. And again he told that, okay, he seems to be like North Indian. So okay, like that. Yeah, keeping those things apart, I just want to ask 2 questions. First thing being, so in your long journey, you might have debunked many myths in aesthetics, so-called body aesthetics.
Right.
I just want to please give a picture on top 3 myths which you have bunked out.
Top 3 myths that I have bunked
Yes.
about myself.
Yes.
First, the most important myth that I bunked was that was some international athlete had said after I won Mr. India. Some international people, jury people were there, and I told them, sir, what is the procedure to represent India outside India? I want to represent India. He said, Indians ka genetics nahi hai, they don't have it in them to represent. So that triggered me very much. I said, this bugger is coming from another country, taking money from us, registration fees from us, and telling on my face after winning that I don't have it in me to represent India. I got so angry. That is why I went to Mr. Asia and became Mr. Asia and Mr. World in the first place. And when I became Mr. World and I came back in the next competition the next year, there was a huge queue of some fans who had gathered to take a picture. He was also there in that line to take a picture with me. So I said, you come here, what are you doing there? You come here. So I just called him immediately. Because of you, I became what I am, and here you are in the line. Either I always knew, I'm very proud. Shut up, just shut up. Take a picture and leave, Next time, don't, aggravate an Indian and say that they cannot do. Because when we come on ourselves, then we are, kisi ke phir paap ke nahi sunte hum. So that is one myth that I debunked. Also, another myth was someone from the industry long ago, when I was, after Mahabharat, I was struggling to get work. And they said that, you know what, you cannot be a hero. Because our heroes are usually shredded, muscular, with moustache, long hair, they're very built differently. That was another trigger factor for me where I started taking my fitness more seriously. I worked out so much became Mr. World, got a gold medal. The moment I became and got a gold medal, I went to the same person from the industry. I gave him the medal. I said, you said that our industry has only shredded good physiques and heroes have mustache, beard, long hair and shredded bodies. This gold medal is a proof that I'm the world's most shredded man right now. So thank you so much, I said. So this is how I bunk my myths. You need to give it all through your actions. I can't be telling, no, you're wrong and this and that. No, better to shut them up with your actions, not with your... And that first step starts from that fitness. I would have happily given up. I would have said, okay, fine, I'll work something else. I'll work into some different characters. And guess what? If I didn't choose to do that, I became uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable for a very long period of time. Because of which now I'm making my action debut as a hero, finally. So this is how you answer in life, right? So take your father seriously.
So one final question, I'll go.
Yeah.
So seeing the things other way around, so there might be a day where you are very low in your fitness journey. I just want to know your comeback story.
My comeback story?
Yes.
I just give you 2 comeback stories.
No, I mean real comeback story. Like you are very really low, and I mean I just want to know how you exactly came back. What's your thought process and all.
Okay, so so he's asking if I'm really low in life for all different reasons, how do I come back from that? A lot of times, when you are rejected, you'll be rejected in your life, most of the times, okay? Be open to the idea of being rejected regardless, however good you do in your life. There are 2 ways of seeing rejections. Either you cannot take it or you take it in the right way. A lot of people who cannot take it end up getting into smoking, drinking habits, going out even more depressed. They show it all their depression to their family. And unnecessarily they show it on their wife, they show it on their mother, and just to show them that he's the most stressed man in the world. It is a very simple part of, we are men especially, I'll tell you, we are meant to take all that kind of stress on us. That's how we are designed, because we are also providers for the family. So we cannot afford to take stress in this way. For me, my major comeback is always that first I need to take my rejection in a very positive manner. I use my rejection as my projection. That okay, this is where I'm going wrong. The moment you start accepting where you're going wrong and not be in an egoistic mode, okay, usko nahi malum and how dare he comment about me. He could be having a view about me. But secondly, I have family responsibilities too, like you have. So I have no space for myself to be lonely, because for men, nobody's coming out there to give us a support and hand and a shoulder to cry on. It's usually our shoulder that should be there for the women to cry if they are going through a low phase. But we cannot afford to be low here. अगर हम किसी दोस्त को बोलेंगे मेरा लो टाइम चला तो 4 गालियां पहले हम खाएंगे. And there is another moment when I see a lot of my female friends, when they're going through a low phase, I see so many people out there ready to say, oh my baby, oh baby, who's going to call me a baby here? No one. So there is no way that so this is how I know in my life. अगर आप अपने दिमाग में सोच के चलें कि nobody is going to help, and that I have to get up, get my shit together, and still come back strong. This is the only way moving forward. That's the only advice I can give. Thank you.
Hi, Anoop sir. Good afternoon. Sir,
Yeah, please come on the
Come
stage.
here, sir. 50 squats,
So this is not question, just a favor. Can you do a bodybuilding pose for us, like bicep?
Are you ready for what do you want here?
Thank you.
More means you have to pay them for it. Otherwise, go on internet and see.
I think we need questions from female. What do you think?
Question from women.
Women, yeah. And we can decide on the challenge point.
You do squats if you want. I'm sure you do.
Maybe plank.
Please, go ahead.
But I think I can do something that you can't do.
Oh, please. Just don't ask me to touch my toes.
Just a reveal something that you can't do.
Oh my God.
What's your
Okay,
name?
but it's okay. I'm not asking questions.
I'm Arpita.
Arpita.
To the madam, please.
I can
Welcome.
touch my toes without
Seriously, how? Never mess with employees of
Let's
Infosys.
do that. Let's try. I think you can do it. Come on.
I don't have a question to ask. You have a question to ask.
I'm literally for give you the confidence that you need.
Oh my God. didn't see you do that as if you wanted to flex. Sorry, guys.
I have a very important question, and this is
Please.
yes. Oh, I'm not audible. Okay, that's surprising. Okay. Can you hear me now? Yes. So this is especially for the female employees, and I think we have discussed everything about the gym, the shredding, which is mostly related to men, right? But we women are, believing a lot of myths these days, and we are under a lot of scrutiny. Even a normal women is, looking at celebrity and want to look like them, especially because of Instagram and the impossible standards that this beauty industry has set upon us. And it's not our fault that we fall prey for that, because we also want to look good, we also want to be fit. But like lack of, guides and lack of motivation and all that. But one question that I want to ask you is dieting, like intermittent fasting, is it a fad or it's something scientifically proven that helps us build fitness?
I've seen a lot of women who have actually made amazing progress and shredded using intermittent fasting as well. There's also something called as a keto diet, and there's also something called as being on a low carb diet. Okay, now you need to choose your preferences as to what are you looking for in a body, the way you want to have. Let's say so that's the most important myth that we just bust here. When we see Instagram models and Instagram actresses, let me just tell you, we cannot seek validation by seeing them and I'm wanting to be like them. Their entire process of transformation is very different, madam. Everybody's for that matter. They also work hard, but of course there are various other aspects with respect to that. We are completely very different from that. For us, especially for our women, even if you are to do a little bit, it will start showing on your body real quick. As for men, it's very difficult for us to shed all that because you all are already in a lean state, let's say lean state already when you're joining a gym. Idea is to work out at the same time keep a balance between your workout and the diet. See, a lot of women are not able to go to a fitness center or go to a Zumba session, but they think that I'll just maintain the diet and I'll automatically lose. No, you may be stopping from overeating, but what about the fat that is already stored in your body? For that you need to work out. And as you said, intermittent fasting is actually not, it is helpful to a lot of extent. But I would always strongly suggest that when you take a diet, you consult a person because your body is different. Not necessarily what I'm giving you will also suit another woman out there. And there are so many hormonal cycles and hormonal changes as well in the body of the woman. That's why it's very important that we educate ourselves with the proper guidance. He'll be able to take care of your macros and how much are you supposed to eat, one apple, what time, what exactly. And if you can manage that, I'm 100% sure you'll get the results in the next 5 months itself. But you have to be consistent. Women, sometimes a lot of women I've noticed, they lack consistency after a while. They just stop when they want to stop.
We have men to take care of it home, that's why. Just kidding. Yeah, that helps.
That 100%, that's your answer, yes.
Yeah, so dieting is under supervision, right?
Dieting will be under supervision. Mr. Ujjwal will shed light on that.
Intermittent fasting should also be under supervision. And just to give an example that, let's say you are having dinner at 7 p.m. Next morning your breakfast is at 10 a.m. for example. The intermittent fasting happened already. Now you need to extend this, the gap between that. So, but make sure that once you break the fast, you must have healthy fats and proteins in your diet and also enough carbs. So everything has to be, guided. So take a coach, take a help of Medifit, take a help of us, and
Is Medifit based out of only gyms, or can we build fitness at home as well with your help from your online application?
So we are starting the nutrition services also. We have a couple of coaches already, but yeah, we have not started. Infosys we are still pending. So we'll start it soon.
I would like you to highlight the programs that we have for everybody, so that they have a clear idea as to gym, Zumba, and what all do you get in your Medifit services.
Yes. So yeah, we have strength training, we have Zumba, yoga, we have meditation classes also coming in.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
That was a great question and a great task as well for all of us.
And Anoop, I think you can do it.
I did. Before you did, I did.
You touched your toes.
Yeah.
We have it on camera.
Yes.
You can do it.
All right. Anybody else? Give me a last question. Yeah, please come.
Yes, sir. What is your name?
Ready to do the activity?
Let's see squats, man. Yeah, how many? Can you give me 50? 30 is fine? Squats. 30 is fine. Let's do it. He's asking how to do squats, yeah. You badly need the gym right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, go, 11, 12,
17. I want all of you to support him, please.
21, 22, 23.
Last 10. 43, 44, come on. 45, let's go. 46, come on. 47, 48, come on. 49. Take your breath. Someone who doesn't know how to squat, he did 50.
Here's my question. So, we are seeing nowadays we are seeing in news like many of them are getting hot strokes through gym.
They're getting
Hot strokes.
hard strokes, yes.
While doing exercise of gym, like late Udit Rajkumar, he died through hot stroke in gym. So can you add a word on it?
I honestly, even I was quite surprised when I see the younger generation facing this. Because of which a lot of times I had a lot of arguments with my mother. She would just refrain me from going to the gym most of the time. But of course, this is unfortunately a factor. I've also seen this kind of thing happening commonly in the corporate world as well. That's also a lot of stress that adds to your a lot of people, young friends of mine have BP issues, blood pressure issues all the time. It should not happen at such a young age. But this is also coming from, again, the lack of, let's say, taking care at the right time. I would not like, it's also the stress level that actually contributes hugely, which is, we go to the gym, we should not be, also before you work out, what do you eat and what do you take. A lot of times, sometimes what happens, I've seen, some young guys taking a lot of pre-workout. There's a supplement called pre-workout that actually, it kind of raises your heartbeats to an extreme level because it helps you. It gives you a lot of energy, a lot of caffeine. A lot of people end up having 2 Red Bulls a lot of time, 3 Red Bulls at a time. Energy drinks that has a lot of caffeine in them. So we cannot have all that to an excess amount and then go to the gym thinking I'm going to kill it, because your heart can only take so much. These are a couple of factors that you need to take care of. When you're starting off, of course, you're in safe hands because you've not taken anything, I can just say it. But the right amount of pre-workout meal before you. A lot of times you'll be confused. Kabhi main gym ja raha hu, ja rahi hu, aur main kya khana chahiye uske pehle. Just one small black coffee is good enough. One banana or probably a little bit of oats is good enough, because that's your energy. That is going to be making you use all that energy for lifting. Things go a little south when you start having this kind of stuff that I just told you, high caffeinated things. A lot of times when I also go taking coffee shots and stuff like that, my heartbeat goes next level. I have to stop a lot of times and calm and breathe and then go back into it. So having said that, yes, I think that's a very common factor, but it also can be very much corrected by the foods that we eat. So be careful about that, that's all.
Advice for me.
Sorry?
In advice for me.
Yes, you should learn how to squat and know what is squatting.
So actually I got nervous. That's why.
It's okay, I'm just joking. Start enrolling with him and probably next time I see you, you should be in a great shape.
Actually I lost 30 kgs from the past 2 years.
So let's start from here. Tell your journey to us. Tell me, how did you lose your? Come on.
So I've started gym for 6 months. After that I went to Mysore campus. So it's been actually
Stress level in contributing.
ECC it's to GC it's 2 kilometers. So I used to walk daily for 5 kilometers. There in Mysore I lost 10 kgs. Again joining Infosys in here, like in Hyderabad campus.
Here you gained 10 kgs again.
No, we make people talk. We make sure that the cameras are right.
But wow, this is so inspiring, guys. A huge round of applause for him, please. Very good. Keep it going. All right.
All right, thank you so much. Well, he did say that was the last question. I've been waiting for my turn, but as I said, right, I knew you threw a challenge. So I thought, anyways, the mic is going to come to me, probably I'll ask you a question.
Oh, please.
All right, so this question is on a lighter side. So if not for the Anoop, who is an actor and a fitness expert, what is that alternate professional career would have been for you?
So about my life, I've always figured one thing when I was just in my college. I remember 10 plus 2, I had finished and I was sitting at the beach and I was thinking about myself, which career to pursue. One thing I figured about myself, madam, is that I am not meant to work under stress and pressures of deadlines to meet and stuff like that. I always thought about myself that I cannot have a boss above me. I am the boss of my own life. That's why I chose a career like pilot in aviation, where I am flying the plane by myself. Nobody's telling me how to do things, So that led me to actually get into choosing my career where individually I take my own decisions. So if not this, of course, I would have been a pilot right now flying, but then I would have not been this famous to come to Infosys and give a lecture on fitness. So I'm happy in the profession that I have chosen, and the least you can do in contributing to my journey is buy my ticket and go to a movie theater and see and let me know how the movie goes.
Sure. Definitely. I think it's difficult to do a word of thanks, especially when you have a session on fitness, and then we have you here, and your journey is very inspiring. It's not easy where you're standing at the moment, and the odds that you have to beat into, and especially getting into an industry where without the rules. I think we all admire and we all appreciate that quite a lot. I think consistency, commitment and willpower is what you've said, and I'm sure we all have to take away from here. We at Infosys, and we're really, really glad to have you here, and thanks to Ujjwal and Abhishek as well to be here with us, to have more insights about you. Here is a small momentum from us, just a token of appreciation that we got to hear you.
Thank you.
I know a lot of people are waiting probably, so we'll probably go for one group picture with the entire team out here. They can walk in with all the employees. If you're okay, probably there are a few of the selfie moments that people are really, really eagerly waiting for. If you're absolutely okay with it, I'll probably see. She's been standing waiting there for a long time. So one group picture and probably sometime before we go. Sure, we can do that. So. Guys, we'll probably do the group picture once. He'll be on the stage, we all. And after that, I request employees, please line up, because it's easy for him as well when you want to take a picture. One of us will help you out with your mobile as well, so that it's not too crowded. Alright, thank you so much.